G'day, kids, and welcome to this edition of the Rainforest. What is it called? The Rainforest Explorers. The Rainforest Explorers. The Rainforest Explorers. G'day, kids, and welcome to the Rainforest Explorers. Today, we're going to talk about nature. Today, we're going to talk about directions. Directions that God has for us, and directions that we have to follow for the world. And when I say the world, I mean the created things of this world. We, as a people, are responsible for taking care of the creation that happens here on this planet. And it's really important. Do you know why it's really important, kids? Because we need to breathe. And in order for us to breathe in this world, we need to take care of plants like this that give us oxygen. In order for these trees and these flowers to grow, we need to care for them. Now, there's directions that we have to follow in order to make things like this grow. If you'll remember, back a few months ago, you might have received some seeds in the mail, back around Easter. Those seeds that you were sent were also sent with some instructions on what to do with those seeds. Now, we were sent seeds for sunflowers, for these sunflowers, as a matter of fact. And we followed the directions for these sunflowers, and we planted them in the ground, and we watered them, just like the directions said. And you know what happened? Well, as you can see, here they are. Here are the sunflowers that have grown because we followed the directions. Now, sometimes in nature, certain things have to happen, but there's no written directions. Or sometimes things have to follow directions where there's nothing, where these people can't read, or they can't follow directions like we do. So let's take birds, for example. Now I want to show you something. So come in here really close. Come in here really, really close. Really close. A lot closer. Can you see this? Down here, we have a bird's nest. Now, have any of you ever made a bird's nest? No, because we're not birds. Now, how does a bird know how to make the bird nest? The bird follows the directions on how to build this nest. Now, when we look at this nest, we can see that the twigs are going in a circular fashion in order for the birds to lay their eggs in this nest, and in order for them to raise their children when they hatch out of those eggs. This nest has to protect the birds as they grow and get ready for this world. God has given us very similar examples. Now, what I want to talk to you about now is about being safe around. Oh no, it's a snake. It's not really a snake, but he's a fun snake because he's also a puppet. This is my friend, Mr. Snake. Mr. Snake's going to help us learn about some of the instructions that God gave us. So, there is a story found in the Old Testament of the Bible. The Old Testament is the ancient Hebrew scriptures the ancient Israelites had that taught them the lessons about how their civilization and society was formed and how they received the instructions that they got from God. So there was a man who you may have heard of called Moses. Now Moses received instructions directly from God. He went up onto a mountain and he got these instructions. These instructions were from God, and we call them the 10 Commandments. And he went down and he talked to the people, and he said to them, these are the commandments that God has given us for us to follow. These were 10 rules for living, sort of like a map or directions about how to live a life that would please God. When God made the mountains shake and the people saw all that fire and smoke, they were afraid. In fact, even the idea of 10 rules for being perfect was scary to them. It can be a little scary for us too. Moses reassured the people about why God had given them the rules. God called them God's people, God's treasured possessions. That means that God loved them. You know what? God loves us too. God was giving God's people rules so that they knew how to love as God loved people. Can you repeat after me? God loves and treasures us. Excellent. Thank you for joining us for this wonderful Rainforest Explorers time today in our field full of sunflowers.